I swear, I hear from Donald Trump more than I hear from most of my uncles. And the funniest part is, Trump thinks I don't like this. He thinks it's, but I love this.
But I always do it. I ace it because cognitive. Plus, you go up to the counter, they give you free popcorn shrimp.
Pretty sure the only thing she reads is her prenup over and over again. I do love it. I do find it.
Millions of illegals. They think it's 2 million. It's probably 5 times that amount. Year 15, 16.
We have 21 million, at least 21.
Breaking news. Former President Trump claims Jimmy Kimmel stole his lunch money in elementary school. Yes, you heard that right. The man who once had access to nuclear codes is now accusing a late-night host of childhood thievery. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now, back to the video, but wait, there's more. Trump's latest Twitter rant includes everything from bizarre accusations to nonsensical ramblings. And the comedy world, they're eating it up like it's the last slice of New York pizza. Stick around to see how Kimmel and his late-night pals are turning Trump's meltdown into a laugh riot.
Beg him to stop spreading these ridiculous stories, but he won't. He won't even do it when he's confronted by Fox News.
Well, folks, it looks like our favorite orange-tinted reality TV star is at it again. Trump's latest meltdown started when Jimmy Kimmel decided to poke fun at his awkward attempt to kiss Melania at Madison Square Garden. You know, because nothing says true love like a public rejection from your own wife.
Is this what we want from a president? Someone who believes or pretends to believe any crackpot story that fits his narrative?
Kimmel, being the witty guy he is, couldn't resist throwing a few jabs. He joked about the Trump's so-called smoldering chemistry and even poked fun at their prenup. I mean, who doesn't have a clause in their marriage contract about public appearances, right?
Pretty sure the only thing she reads is her prenup over and over again. I do love it. I do find it.
But oh boy, did that set off Trump's Twitter fingers. At 2 a.m., when most normal people are dreaming about unicorns or tacos, Trump was furiously tapping away on his phone. And let me tell you, the tweet started off angry and then took a sharp turn into crazy town. First up, Trump accused Kimmel of stealing his lunch money in 3rd grade. Yeah, you heard that right. Apparently, the comedian's been plotting his revenge since elementary school. Who knew? I guess Trump's still sore about losing his PB&J sandwich all those years ago. But wait, it gets better.
As you can see, their table was roped off, but it's unclear if that was to keep people away or to prevent her from fleeing.
As the night went on, Trump's tweets got weirder and weirder. He claimed that Jon Stewart isn't even real, but actually 3 kids stacked on top of each other in a trench coat. I don't know about you, but I'm suddenly questioning everything I thought I knew about late night TV. By 4 a.m., Trump's vocabulary had devolved to that of a cranky toddler. He called Kimmel a dumb poopy head. Very presidential, sir. I'm sure that's exactly the kind of language the founding fathers had in mind when they created The Office. But the crown jewel of this Twitter tirade, Trump declared himself the greatest comedian of all time.
I swear, I hear from Donald Trump more than I hear from most of my uncles. And the funniest part is, Trump thinks I don't like this. He thinks it's, but I love this.
I'm not Hitler. I wanted to be, but my staff said this year you should be a garbage man.
Move over, George Carlin and Richard Pryor. There's a new jokester in town and he's got the nuclear codes. Or at least he used to. Trump tweeted, "Move over, George Carlin and Richard Pryor. There's a new jokester in town and he's got the nuclear codes, or at least he used to." I don't know about you, but I'm not sure if I should laugh or cry at this point. It looks like Trump's greatest comedian claim didn't sit well with the real pros.
A litany of lies, threats, just a despicable and incoherent attack on democracy in the United States.
The report says at least 2 calls were made from the Trump White House to, quote, convey the president's anger regarding Kimmel's monologues.
The late night gang decided to show him what actual comedy looks like. And boy, did they bring out the big guns. Stephen Colbert kicked things off by comparing our favorite orange menace to the Emperor from Star Wars.
But I always do it. I ace it because cognitive. Plus, you go up to the counter, they give you free popcorn shrimp.
He quipped, "He's old, he's evil, and he keeps coming back with no reasonable explanation whatsoever. I guess that makes Mar-a-Lago the Death Star. I don't know about you, but I'm sensing a disturbance in the farce." Not to be outdone, Seth Meyers jumped in with his own zinger. He said Trump's tweets were like a mad lib filled out by a drunk parrot. Now, that's an insult to drunk parrots everywhere. At least they have an excuse for their nonsensical squawking. Even Jon Stewart, the godfather of political comedy, came out of retirement to join the roast. He mixed his trademark humor with some serious talk about how dangerous Trump's words can be. It's like he's the Obi-Wan Kenobi of late night, returning to teach us the ways of the farce. As the jokes flew faster than Trump's toupee in a hurricane, it turned into a full-on comedy arms race.
He has planned. He would be taken to the hospital. They'd do an MRI on his brain to find out what was wrong.
Each host was trying to outdo the others in their takedowns of the tweeter-in-chief. It was like watching a bunch of comedians play Who Can Make Trump Cry First? And let me tell you, the audience was loving every second of it.
I love the cognitive tests. I always find the whale. He's usually just to the left of the scary shark you have to go around.
Speaking of audiences, the viewership numbers for these shows shot through the roof. Turns out people couldn't get enough of this comedy gold. It's like Trump accidentally became the best thing to happen to late night TV since the invention of the cue card. But the real kicker, Jimmy Kimmel called Trump a confused grandparent who thinks he's still president. Ouch, that's gotta hurt more than trying to fit into his old business suits. As the roast went on, Trump's tweets got weirder and weirder. He started rambling about 21 million imaginary criminals and how robot comedians were out to get him. I guess when you're living in your own reality, anything's possible.
Millions of illegals. They think it's 2 million is probably 5 times that amount. Year 15, 16.
We have 21 million, at least 21.
Well, folks, it looks like our grumpy Trumpy might have met his match in the form of some quick-witted late-night hosts. Who knew that a few jokes could ruffle the feathers of the self-proclaimed greatest comedian of all time?
Federal equal time rule to declare that anti-Trump material broadcast by Saturday Night Live, Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert, and others was somehow illegal.
21 or more million people. But listen, they're all bad!
But here's the kicker. All this Twitter drama and late-night roasting isn't just for laughs. Turns out political satire is like a comedic Trojan horse, sneaking important issues into our brains while we're busy chuckling. It's like hiding veggies in a kid's mac and cheese. They're getting the good stuff without even realizing it. And in this case, the good stuff is increased political awareness.
These polls dictate whether we feel like throwing up or not. It's dumb. We're dumb. And after tomorrow, we're going to find out exactly how dumb we are.
Who says you can't learn while you laugh? But here's the real punchline. As Donnie Diapers keeps tweeting about robot comedians and imaginary criminals, he's actually helping the late night crew expose his shenanigans. It's like he's writing their material for them. So remember, folks, a daily dose of laughter might just be the best medicine for keeping autocrats at bay. Who needs kryptonite when you've got a good joke?